What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Face Show. Welcome to my channel. Y'all, let's get into the Btb Salvage shit. It took me a while to get into it, but it's all over YouTube. It's all over everywhere. Don't want to hear no more about it. It's story after story. I know everybody know the backdrop of Btb Salvage doing an interview on Vladtv. And when he was on Vladtv, he was explaining that someone had broken into his home and he had to end up killing them based on the fact that they were trying to rob him when they broke into it. Well, they didn't break into his home. He invited them into his home. And once he invited them into his home, they tried to rob him. And the person that was trying to rob him ended up demise. So he took the guy's life. The story is floating around on YouTube everywhere. Btb Salvage had did an interview with Vladtv maybe weeks prior before someone retaliated on him and went back to demise him. The story is long. It's all over the place. That's why I haven't touched on it. At first, it was him telling his story and his side of the story to Vladtv, and people thought he was bragging about the entire situation. And I'm sure that the people were listening, the ops was listening, when he was bragging about it. So they felt some type of way. Now, he had got away with shooting this young man in his home because it was based on self-defense. But in all actuality, this guy was like a big, gang member from his community that people looked up to. And so they were gonna, it seemed like they were saying that they was trying to let it die down. But once he started speaking on it, that's when they wanted to get revenge. And also, they stated that Btb Salvage went to the crime scene and took photos of everything, of the blood, of the guy's blood all over the walls and all over the floor, the bullet holes all in the walls, and, kind of like posing around it. So that was like turning in their faces and kind of throwing the shit in their face that, yeah, I killed this nigga, I'll do it again. The nigga came through, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then they got so many stories out, that's why I haven't touched it yet. So after that particular situation happened, they started talking and saying that, now they won't smoke with you because you out here bragging about what's going on. That's one part of the story. Then they went to state and say that while he moved from the area that he was, the home that he was living in where he shot the young man at, but he still lived in the city. He still was running around the city, and then they also stated that his manager, which is his producing manager or something like that, set him up as well to be killed after this happened. So his mom did an interview, and she stated that right before Btb was killed, so Btb killed somebody, so they turned around and killed him. His mom went in on an interview and said right before his death, he texted her, or he called her and said, "I'm talking regular to you, Mom, but check your text messages." And she stated that he said in the text message that, "I think they're trying to set me up." So he went to dinner, was at a restaurant or somewhere with these guys that was trying to set him up, what he thought was his friends. And he noticed that they were texting back and forth to the ops about him and what was going on. So he was calling his mom to send him a rental car so he could switch his cars and get to the airport to go home. But as he was leaving and realized, he went to the bathroom to talk to his mom, let her know, "Look, I think these niggas trying to kill me. I think they're trying to set me up. Give me a rental car. I'm gonna fly out and I'm dipping up out of here." But before he can do that, when he left the restaurant, they followed him. As they followed him, they end up shooting him on his way to the airport in his white Mercedes. So it's so many lines to this story. It's all over the place, like I say to me. So now they stated, and then after that, they said the mom called the young man that was living in his home because all of his money had came up missing, like $200,000 in his chain. He didn't have it on him when he went to dinner, and so he must have left it in his house or his Airbnb he had with the manager. The manager robbed the house after he was shot, allegedly, supposedly have robbed Btb Salvage Airbnb, took over $200,000 and also took the chains. The mom reached out to whoever this young man was and said, look, you can keep the money. I know you got it. I know you took it. Please send my son's chain so I can give it to his kids so they can have something to remember him by. I don't know why that would be. I don't know why people want a jury and shit to remember somebody. If I just give me my money back. Give my son money. That's what I would ask for. But anyway, made that long story short, then it went to, they found the killer. They found one of the person that was involved. The dude was supposed to send mom the change. He told her I was going to send it to you. He told her he was going to send her the tracking number. After he get it, he was going to mail it to her. And he never did. He bounced out. He deleted his social media platform. And I don't know who this guy is. They said it was his manager. I don't remember his name, but it's his manager. They said he deleted her from all his social media platforms, blocked her from all the calls. She couldn't call and contact him anymore, and he was MIA. Next thing you know, you're hearing on the news that they have caught the guy who killed Btb Salvage, and that he was Omar Richardson's brother. And let me see his name. Let me go back to see what was Omar Richardson's brother's name. Montreal. His name was Montreal. So they caught Montreal Burley for killing Btb Salvage, but the other person is still on the run. So that's the whole summary of the story. This is a case of pride and bragging and thinking you're getting away with something that come back and backfire on you. This is what I'm thinking. So they got lots, just like I said, so much to this damn story. I keep hearing different stuff every single day. They supposedly have caught this guy, which his name is Montreal Burley, and he's Omar Richardson's brother. They said he was in that black Subaru that was allegedly following Btb Salvage when he left the restaurant. And while he was on his way to the airport, I guess they must have got him at an intersection and they shot him. And he's dead now. Y'all cannot go around here. Now, what I think Btb Salvage should have did when he told that story about somebody coming to his house robbing him. Y'all go check that story out on Vladtv. That interview out on Vladtv. And y'all can hear for yourself the information that he was saying. That would make you think that he was kind of bragging a little bit and trying to boast a little bit. You can't do shit like that when you know you did something wrong. They also was stating that Btb Salvage, story that he told Vlad wasn't really true. And that he thinks that Btb Salvage was trying to rob Omar Richardson. It's alleged that instead of him being robbed, he was trying to actually rob him because he was the weed man and he always get weed from him. And that he wanted, he was trying to get him for his weed because it was late night. He stated in his interview, his story was crunchy all over the place to me. Because when he stated that these guys called him for a feature at about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, that was a red flag for me. Why would you want, and then he also stated he didn't know them. Who in the hell invites someone to their home that late at night that they don't know? That was 2 red flags for me. That was the first red flag. The second red flag was he said they tried to rob him while he was there. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell was really going on. So, if they think it's a bad drug deal gone bad. And I had a thought, but I lost it. So, if it come back to me, I'll tell y'all. But I just wanted to get this little story out there. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all get any more information on this shit, let me know. I did want to speak on this story because there's so many different parts to it. And you see how I'm forgetting? Because it's something that I want to say about this situation. Yeah, about the part when he was doing the interview with Vladtv. They saying his story wasn't really adding up. He also stated in his story that once him and the girl had got the boy and shot the boy and, he couldn't move anymore, he had a son in the house that he was trying to get to. And he also stated that when him and his girl was getting the son, they went in the back and they heard somebody come into the house. Now, he think it's the people that was with Omar Richardson, which don't make sense to me, because if people came in the house to get Omar Richardson after being shot, why would they leave Omar Richardson in the house to die? He stayed on his way out. Omar Richardson was begging for his life, saying he have kids too. I just need to get to the hospital. I don't want to die. Da-da-da. He said all type of, fuck you, nigga. You did it. You going to get left here to die. Pretty much. He said all this in an interview, which made people really look like you really cold about this situation. And you telling it a lot in detail. So you know his family members, people that cared about Omar Richardson, was going to be mad about the shit. That was something else I didn't like. But what the red flag was, if somebody came into the home and you was telling your girlfriend to be quiet and she was crying hysterically, and you was telling her to be quiet because they was up front and y'all was in the back, and then they come in, they see Omar Richardson and still leave him there, and he was alive when you said you walked out and he grabbed your leg, that didn't add up to me. Because if he was alive, why wouldn't the people that came in take him to the hospital so he might have lived? You see what I'm saying? He also made some other type of statement saying that they were shooting through the door and they could have just kicked the door in once, they shot through the door, but they didn't. I didn't get that story either, because if they were shooting through the door that much, don't you think they would have shot and came in? So the story was not adding up to me anyway. It seemed like he was trying to be, and I heard they was investigating this boy for the story because it didn't add up. So the police was already watching him because the story he told about self-defense didn't add up to them. And they already kind of knew it was a drug deal gone bad. And they was about to get in his ass before these people killed him. He was going to be investigated. He was going to end up going to jail eventually for this murder. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much about this story. It's all over the place. His mom did make a statement. She's hurt. All she wanted was his jury back. She didn't get that back. The people ran off with the jury. And then I heard a few days later she did get the jury back. So that's why I said the story's all over the place. Y'all, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for future videos. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all think this man bragged so much that he was the reason for his own life being taken? Do y'all think that his story on Vladtv really was the actual story that took place? And also, do y'all think the mom is, telling the truth about this other man allegedly reaching out to her, supposedly sending chains and all this stuff, and didn't do it? Because then another day I heard that she did eventually get the chains. So it's a big gap in this story. It's a lot of fuckery in this story. And it's a drug deal or a hookup gone wrong. And 2 innocent people's lives are taken. Btb Salvage took someone's life that's no longer going to be with his children and family. Then they took his life, which he's no longer going to be with his family and kids and stuff. So it's just a big tragic all the way around. I'm thinking it was bound to happen. All the bragging, all the interviews, you shouldn't. And then he had a friend that come out and said he asked him not to do the interview because he knew it was going to stir up this rap. Go ahead and take your win. Let it go. Let it die down. Don't talk about it. Because this dude came from a group of people that was not fucking playing with Btb Salvage. And he must didn't know how serious these people were that he was playing with. Out there bragging and talking shit about this man. And now look what happened. I don't say he deserve it. Don't nobody deserve their life to be taken. But y'all young people got to be very, very careful who you affiliate yourself with. Because you don't know what's going on. This was supposed to be a drug deal gone bad. Who knows? The sister gave a story saying she was there, but her story didn't add up. She reached out to someone and gave them a partial of her story, and it's alleged that she was there. Her nephew shot through the door, and all of this stuff. But if Btb Salvage said he left the boy there, why y'all leave y'all brother there to die if you knew he was there after Btb Salvage left? I don't get none of it. Why you weren't calling the police? The shit just don't add up. The story's got holes in it. Y'all go ahead and do your own research on this story. If anything that I missed or said, I'm just summing it all up in one big summary because I'm not going to speak on it no more. I'm tired of hearing of it. Every time I go to YouTube, I'm hearing it. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Rest in peace to Btb Salvage and Omar Richardson for this tragic moment, and I'm praying for their family and their kids. On that note, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell for future videos. Y'all go do your own research. Go to Vladtv, check out his interview. There's a lot of people on here talking about it. Y'all go distinguish what y'all think is the truth like I did. I'm summing it up into what I think. And on that note, I'm out. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. And I'll see y'all on my next.
Killing a man last week on Mid Lane near River Oaks. The gunman, identified as 40-year-old Montrell Burley. He's charged with killing a rapper sitting in a white Mercedes. Burley, however, still on the run along with another suspect in the shooting.
Gerald Harris is live at HPD headquarters tonight after speaking with the victim's mother. Gerald.
Yeah, police and the victim's mother say as the shooting of her son was a targeted attack.
No mother should ever feel this pain. No mother should ever have to bury her child.
The mother of Daryl Gentry, a rapper known on social media as Btb Salvage, is reeling over the death of her son. She says the targeting of her son began earlier this year in San Antonio when a man who was supposed to be her son's friend attempted to rob him.
Anybody that knows Darrell, done business with Darrell, knows that he's a straight up dude. You know what I mean? I don't call my son BTB. I call him Darrell. I call him D-Bot.
Gentry, along with his fiancée, were able to take down the robbers, allegedly killing one in self-defense. And she says a recent blog appearance by her son ramped up the pressure to retaliate against him and kill him after he talked about the incident in San Antonio. But it was on March 30th when Ward says her son called her predicting his death at a restaurant with people she believes were part of the plot to kill him.
He said, "Mom, I'm going to talk to you regular, but read your text messages."
When Gentry got up from the table and went to the bathroom, he told his mom this.
And I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "I think they're trying to set me." I'm sorry. He said, "I think they're trying to set me up."
Later, Gentry would be killed on his way to the airport to fly to his mother. He was shot at a parking garage on Mid Lane, suffering at least one gunshot wound. His white Mercedes was riddled with bullets and his home burglarized.
Why? That's what I want to know. Why? Why did y'all kill my son?
Gentry spent 4 years in the U.S. military and has children he leaves behind.
They were even texting, telling the other ops what he got on, what color car he's driving, and all the way down to his 30-day tag.
And again, police are looking for Montrell Burley and another suspect they say took off in an unknown direction in a black Subaru SUV. If you have any information, call HPD. In downtown Houston, Gerald Harris, KHOU.